This is Everyday Tension. Real stories based on real experiences about everyday conflicts people rarely talk about. This story was shared anonymously. If you'd like, you can support the channel by liking or subscribing and let me know in the comments where you're listening from. Here's what happened.
I started planning Lily's 8th birthday party about 2 months in advance. It wasn't just any birthday. It felt important, like a marker. A couple years had passed since I married Sarah, since we'd all moved under one roof. Things were okay, mostly. But okay isn't the same as solid. I wanted this party to be something solid for Lily. A day where she felt, without a shadow of a doubt, that she was cherished. That this new family unit could be a source of joy for her. Maybe I was trying too hard. Looking back, I probably was. Sarah helped with the plans, of course. We settled on a backyard party. I found a company that rented these massive, elaborate bouncy castles, the kind with obstacle courses and slides. I booked it. I hired a magician I'd heard was great with kids, not too cheesy. The cake was the crowning touch. Lily was deep into this animated show about a team of racing vehicles. The bakery showed me a picture of a cake shaped like the main character, a red speedster with big eyes. It was ridiculous and expensive, and I knew she'd love it. I showed Sarah the invoice, and she winced. But she smiled and said, "It's for Lily." It's fine. Leo, Sarah's son, was there when the cake catalog was open on the kitchen table. He's 10. He leaned over, looked at the picture of a speedster cake, and didn't say anything for a minute. Then he said, "My birthday cake last year was from the grocery store." It was a statement. Flat. Not really a complaint. Just a fact laid bare. "We got the one you picked, buddy," Sarah said, her voice light. "The soccer ball." "It was round," Leo said. "It wasn't shaped like a person." "This is a special one for Lily's 8th, I said, trying to sound casual. "We can look for something really cool for your 11th, okay? You're hitting double digits." Leo just shrugged. "Whatever." He took his juice box and left the kitchen. I heard the thump of the couch in the living room as he flopped down, the quick click of the game controller. That was the start of it, I guess. The comments were like that. Little observations, passive, but with a sharp edge if you listened for it. He'd see the magician's deposit confirmation email on my laptop screen. I wanted a pony ride for my 9th birthday, but Mum said it was too much trouble. He'd watch me assembling goodie bags. Those are better than the ones we got at Jake's party. It was never a direct, "I'm upset." It was just these constant, quiet comparisons. I talked to Sarah about it one night in bed. "Is Leo okay with all the party stuff? He seems a bit off." She was reading on her tablet. She put it down. "He's fine. It's just a lot of fuss. He'll enjoy the party when it's here. He's probably just feeling a bit overlooked with all the talk." "I don't want him to feel that way." "Then include him," she said. "Simple as that. Ask him to help with something. Make him feel part of it." So the next day, I asked Leo if he wanted to help me test the backyard lights we were going to string up for the party. He said okay. We were out there, untangling strands of little lanterns. It was quiet for a while, just the sound of plastic rustling. "You know, this party isn't because we love Lily more, right, Leo?" I said. The words felt clumsy as soon as they left my mouth. He didn't look at me, focusing on a knot. "I know. It's her day. We try to make your day special, too. It's not a competition." I said I know. His voice was tight. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. We finished the lights in silence. When we plugged them in, they looked nice. A soft, warm glow over the patio. Leah looked at them for a second, then said he was going inside. I stayed out for a minute, wondering if I'd made it worse by bringing it up. The morning of the party, Leo was quiet. He helped carry chairs outside without being asked. He didn't make any comments. I thought maybe he'd come around. Maybe he was processing it, accepting it. I mistook his silence for maturity. That was my first big mistake. The bouncy castle arrived at 10, a huge, rumbling truck. The installation was a spectacle in itself, and Lily was dancing with excitement on the porch. Leo stood beside her, hands in his pockets, watching. The magician came next, a friendly guy with a case of props. By 11, kids started arriving. The yard filled with that specific chaos of children's laughter, shrieks, and running feet. For the first hour, it seemed perfect. The sun was out. The kids were swarming the bouncy castle. Lily was in the center of it all, her face flushed and happy. I did a head count, handed out juice boxes, felt a surge of relief and pride. This was working. We were doing it. Sarah was inside, arranging food on platters. I went in to grab more napkins. Going great, huh? I said, smiling. She smiled back, but it looked strained. Yeah, Leo's being quiet. He's just hanging out. He'll get into it. Maybe, she said, not convinced. I went back outside, the screen door slapping shut behind me. That's when I started to notice Lily wasn't in the thick of things anymore. I saw her standing by the fence, talking to a girl from her class. Then a few minutes later, she was alone, picking at the frosting on her paper plate. I figured she was just taking a break. I got pulled into a conversation with the father of one of Lily's friends. He was asking about the bouncy castle company. I was halfway through explaining the deposit when I saw Lily again. She was sitting on the bottom step of the porch, her back to the party. Her shoulders were hunched. I excused myself and walked over. The noise of the party faded into a buzz as I got closer. I could see her back shaking. I put a hand on her shoulder. "Lilybug, what's wrong?" She turned her face to me. It was streaked with tears, her eyes red and puffy. She'd been crying for a while, trying to do it quietly. My stomach dropped. "Hey, what happened? Did you get hurt?" She shook her head, a sob breaking out. She buried her face in my shirt. I crouched down, holding her. "Tell me, sweetheart. Please." It took a few minutes of coaxing, of her crying too hard to speak. Then the words came out in a wet, broken rush. Leo told everyone. He said I'm spoiled. He said you love me more because I'm your real kid. He said it to everyone. Now no one will play with me. They all looked at me funny. The words didn't compute at first. They were too mean, too calculated. I looked over at the party. Kids were running, laughing. I saw Leo. He was standing with a group of 3 boys by the magician's table. He was talking, gesturing. He looked normal. He looked fine. A cold, hard feeling settled in my chest. He said that? To the other kids? Lily nodded, her face still pressed against me. He was whispering it. He went to all the groups. He told them not to be my friend because I think I'm special. I stood up, holding Lily's hand. My vision felt too sharp, too clear. I led her inside, past the kitchen where Sarah was, and into the small downstairs bathroom. I wet a cloth and wiped her face. "Listen to me," I said, my voice surprisingly steady. "Nothing Leo said is true. Do you understand me? I love you so much. This is your day. He was wrong to say that. Why would he say it?" She asked, her voice small and shattered. I don't know, I said. And I didn't. In that moment, I couldn't fathom it. But I'm going to talk to him. You stay in here with Mum for a minute, okay? Just catch your breath. I found Sarah in the kitchen. She saw my face and Lily's tear-streaked one behind me. What's wrong, Leo? I said, the word short and hard. He's been telling all the kids that Lily is spoiled and that I love her more because she's mine. He's been whispering it around the party. Sarah's face went blank for a second, then tightened. What? No, he wouldn't. Lily just told me. She's devastated. The kids are avoiding her. Maybe she misunderstood, Sarah said quickly. You know how kids are. They hear things wrong. She didn't misunderstand. I heard the anger in my own voice and tried to reel it in. I need to talk to him. Not right now, Sarah said, her voice low. The party is still going. Handle it later. The party is over for Lily, I said. I turned and walked back outside. The noise hit me again, but now it felt grating, fake. I walked straight over to Leo. The boys he was with scattered a little when they saw my face. Leo looked up at me, his expression neutral, maybe a little guarded. Leo, inside. Now. Why? He asked. Now. He shrugged that 10-year-old shrug and followed me. We went into the living room, away from the windows. I could still hear the shrieks from outside. What did you say to the other kids about Lily? I asked. I kept my voice level. It was an effort. Nothing. Leo, Lily is in the kitchen crying. She says you told everyone she's spoiled and that I love her more. Did you say that? He looked at the floor, then at the ceiling fan. A long silence. Then, it was a joke. She's being dramatic. A joke. I repeated the word. It felt like ash in my mouth. Ruining your sister's birthday party is a joke. Making her feel like crap in front of all her friends is a joke. She's not my sister, he said, his eyes flashing to mine for a second. That's done. Oh no! It wasn't the first time he'd said it, but it hit differently now. She is your family, I said, and what you did was cruel. It was mean, and it was deliberate. You went around to different groups and said it. That's not a joke. That's a campaign. He didn't say anything. He just crossed his arms. No apology, no sign of remorse, just that defensive, sullen posture. The lack of regret was what ignited the real anger in me. He'd done this thing, this genuinely hurtful thing, and he was just standing there, dismissing it. All right, I said. The cold feeling was back. Here's the consequence. For your next birthday, there will be no party, no big deal. It will be a cake with us at home. That's it. His head snapped up, the neutrality gone. What? That's not fair. What you did wasn't fair, I said. Actions have consequences, Leo. This is the consequence. Mom! He yelled, and he bolted from the room. I stood there in the quiet living room, my heart pounding. I could hear him clattering up the stairs, then the slam of his bedroom door. I didn't feel like I'd done the right thing. I felt like I'd thrown a grenade. The party wound down quickly after that. The mood was broken. I went outside and started thanking parents, saying Lily wasn't feeling well, putting on the best face I could. The magician packed up early. The bouncy castle guys came and started deflating the giant structure. It made a long, sad, wheezing sound as it collapsed. Lily stayed inside with Sarah. I saw her once, peering out the window at the deflating castle, her expression empty. My chest ached. When the last guest was gone and the rental trucks had pulled away, the silence in the yard was heavy. I started picking up discarded plates and cups. Sarah came out. She didn't help. She stood there, arms crossed, just like Leo had. You can't cancel his birthday, she said. Her voice was quiet, tight. I didn't cancel it. I said no party with friends. It's the same thing to him. It's too harsh. I stopped picking up trash. Harsh. Sarah, he systematically tried to ruin Lily's day. He succeeded. She was sobbing. What he did it was malicious. He's a child, she said, her voice rising. He's acting out. He's insecure and he's jealous and he sees you pouring all this attention and money into Lily's party. What did you expect? I expected him not to be cruel. I shot back. I expected that the basic lesson of don't be mean was already learned. I get that he's jealous. We can talk about that. But what he did requires a consequence. A real one. So you unilaterally decide a punishment that affects all of us without talking to me? You weren't out there. You didn't see Lily's face. And he showed zero remorse, Sarah. Zero. He called it a joke. Because he's scared, she said. He knows he messed up and he doesn't know how to handle it. He needs understanding, not banishment. We were standing in the middle of the messy yard, our voices low but sharp, trying not to scream because the kids might hear. It felt awful. We never fought like this. He needs to understand that what he did has a serious impact on other people, I said, trying to sound calmer. Taking away a future party is a direct link. He hurt Lily on her birthday, so his birthday celebration is reduced. It's vindictive, Sarah said. It's not teaching. It's just you being angry. That silenced me for a moment. Was she right? Was I just punishing him because I was furious and heartbroken for Lily? What would you have done? I asked, finally. I would have made him come downstairs and apologize to Lily. Sincerely. I would have had him help clean up this entire mess. I would have talked to him about his feelings, about why he did it. I would have grounded him from his games for a week. Something proportional. Not nuking his next birthday from orbit 6 months in advance. It sounded reasonable. It did. But in the moment, with the image of Lily's devastated face burned into my mind, her whispered, "Why would he do that, Daddy?" Echoing, it hadn't felt like enough. "He hasn't apologized," I said weakly. "Because you terrified him. You issued this huge, looming punishment, and then he ran to his room. Of course he hasn't apologized." I looked at the ground, at a trampled piece of birthday cake. "I need to go check on Lily." "Yeah," Sarah said. She turned and went inside. She didn't slam the door, but she closed it with a firm, final click. Lily was on her bed, staring at the ceiling. She had her favorite stuffed dog clutched to her chest. I sat on the edge of the bed. "How are you doing, Bug?" "I don't like Leo anymore," she said, her voice flat. "I'm sorry he said those things. They weren't true. You know that, right? Then why did he say them?" I think he was feeling bad inside, jealous, and instead of talking about it, he did a mean thing to make someone else feel bad too. It doesn't make it okay. It's never okay. But sometimes people do that when they're hurting. He hurt me. I know he did, and I am so sorry. I stroked her hair. He's going to have a consequence for what he did. A big one. Did you yell at him? I talked to him. And I told him there won't be a big party for his birthday. She thought about that. Will he be mad at me? I hope not. This is between me and him. It's about his actions, not about you. You didn't do anything wrong. She rolled over to look at me. Her eyes were so tired for an 8-year-old. Can we have my party again? Next weekend? The question broke what was left of my heart. Oh, honey, not next weekend. But we'll do something special, just us, soon. Okay? Maybe a movie and ice cream. Okay, she said, but she didn't sound okay. She sounded resigned. I stayed until she fell asleep, which didn't take long. The emotional exhaustion knocked her out. I went downstairs. The house was silent. Sarah was in our room with the door shut. I didn't go in. I cleaned the kitchen. I bagged up all the trash from the yard. I took down the string lights. The house slowly returned to its normal state, but the air felt different, thicker. The next few days were quiet and tense. Meals were eaten with minimal conversation. Leo avoided me completely. He'd leave a room when I entered. Lily was clingy with me and cold to Leo. Sarah was polite, but distant. We were a house of islands. On the third night, after the kids were in bed, Sarah said we needed to talk. We sat at the kitchen table, a strategic choice. It was neutral ground. "This can't go on," she said. "I know. You need to talk to Leo. The silent treatment isn't helping anyone. He's avoiding me." "Because you're the scary disciplinarian who took away his birthday," she said, not unkindly, just stating a fact. "You need to bridge that gap. The punishment's done, fine, but we can't have this wall between you two, and you and me." "What do you want me to do?" I asked, genuinely asking. "Go talk to him. Not about the punishment. Just talk. Start there. Then, maybe tomorrow, we all sit down. You, me, him. We talk about what happened. We hear him out. We explain why it was so hurtful, and we figure out a way for him to try to make it right with Lily. And his birthday?" She sighed. "If, after all that, you still feel the punishment fits, then it stands. But I want you to really listen to him first. It was a compromise. It felt adult. It felt like what we should have done from the start." "Okay," I said. "I'll go talk to him now." Leo's door was closed. I knocked. "What? Can I come in?" A pause. "Fine." He was on his bed playing a handheld game. He didn't look up. I sat in his desk chair. "I'm not here to yell," I said. No response. The beeps and bloops of his game filled the room. "I wanted to see how you're doing. I'm fine." "It's been a rough few days," he shrugged, his eyes glued to the screen. "I was really angry on Saturday," I said, "and I was really sad for Lily. What you did hurt her a lot." His thumb paused on the controller for a second, then resumed. "I want to understand why you did it," I said. "Can you tell me?" "I already told you. It was a joke. It didn't feel like a joke to her. It felt like an attack. Do you see that?" He didn't answer. His character on screen died. He put the game down, finally looking at me. His eyes were angry. "You always do big stuff for her. The cake, the castle, the magician. You never did that for me. Your birthdays have been good, Leo. We've had parties. Not like that. You try harder for her." The words hit home. Because maybe they were true. Was I trying harder? Was I overcompensating? Trying to prove to Lily that this new family was good? And in the process, making Leo feel secondary. "I love you, Leo," I said. The words came out awkward. I didn't say them often enough. You are my kid in every way that matters. This isn't about loving her more. This was about me wanting to give her a perfect day. Maybe I went overboard, but that doesn't make what you did okay. You could have talked to me. You could have talked to your mum. You didn't have to hurt Lily. He looked down at his hands. The anger seemed to drain out of him, replaced by something more like shame. "I know," he mumbled. Do you really know how it made her feel?" She cried. Yeah, she cried because her brother told all her friends terrible lies about her on her birthday. She felt alone and embarrassed. That's a really awful feeling. He was quiet for a long time. "I'm sorry," he said, so quietly I almost didn't hear it. It wasn't a great apology. It was small and mumbled, but it was there. It was the first sign of remorse I'd seen. "Thank you for saying that," I said. "It matters. Would you be willing to say it to Lily?" He looked horrified. "To her? Yes, to her. It's the first step in making it right. She hates me. She's hurt. An apology won't fix it all at once, but it will help. And we need to figure out something else you can do. A way to show you're sorry with actions, not just words. He picked his game back up. A clear retreat. Can I think about it? Yeah, I said. You can think about it. We'll all talk tomorrow, okay? You, me, Mum. Okay. I left his room. It wasn't a triumph, but it was a crack in the ice. The family meeting the next night was awkward. We sat in the living room. Lily sat close to me. Leo sat as far from everyone as possible. Sarah was in the middle, physically and, I guess, emotionally. Sarah started. We're here to talk about what happened at the party and how we move forward. Leo, do you want to say anything? He shook his head, staring at the carpet. I took a breath. Leo, what you did was very hurtful. It's important you understand that. Words can cause real pain. You targeted your sister on a day that was supposed to be about celebration. That's not how we treat family. Lily was listening, her body tense. I said I was sorry, Leo muttered. You said it to me, I said. Lily is the one who deserves to hear it. All eyes turned to him. The pressure in the room was immense. He shifted in his seat, his face red. He looked at Lily, then quickly away. Sorry, he said, the word directed at the floor between them. It wasn't enough. I could see it on Lily's face. It was a forced, minimal apology. But it was something. Thank you, Leo, Sarah said, her voice gentle. Lily, did you hear that? Lily nodded, but didn't say anything. What you did also needs to have a consequence, Leo, I said, jumping in before Sarah could steer it differently. You understand that, right? He nodded, still looking down. The consequence I gave still stands. No friend party for your birthday. We'll have a family dinner and a hake. That's it. He didn't argue. He just nodded again, a small, defeated motion. And, I continued, we need to think of a way you can make a positive gesture to Lily, something to show you want to make up for it. Any ideas? Silence. Maybe, Sarah suggested, you could use your allowance to take Lily out for ice cream, just the two of you. Leo shrugged. I guess. Lily perked up slightly at the word ice cream, but then she looked at Leo's sullen face and her own closed off again. We can figure that out later, I said. The meeting was stalling. It felt procedural, not healing. The main thing is, this kind of behavior stops here. We talk about our feelings, even the ugly ones. We don't use them as weapons. Are we clear? Both kids murmured something. It was as good as we were going to get. The weeks that followed were a slow, uneven thaw. Leo was quieter. He did his chores, he didn't talk much to Lily, but he didn't say anything mean to her either. It was a cold peace. Lily remained wary. She'd flinch if he walked too close to her. The easy, tentative camaraderie they'd been building before the party was gone. Sarah and I circled each other. We were polite. We coordinated schedules. We talked about bills and groceries. But the easy affection was strained. Every decision about the kids now felt loaded. When I suggested Lily might want to try soccer in the fall, I saw Sarah's mind working. Would that be unfair to Leo? Would it be another thing for him to resent? The punishment for Leo's birthday hung over everything. As the summer wore on, I'd sometimes catch Sarah looking at the calendar. His birthday is in October. I know she's hoping I'll relent. Some days, I hope I'll relent too. The anger has faded, replaced by a dull, persistent guilt. Was it too much? Did I, as Sarah said, nuke it from orbit? Did I create a wound in my relationship with Leo that's deeper than the one he created with Lily? I tried to spend more one-on-one time with him. We went to a baseball game, just us. It was okay. We talked about the game, not about anything important. It felt forced. I asked him about school, about his friends. He gave short answers. The connection I was trying to rebuild felt fragile, like I was repairing a vase with the wrong kind of glue. Really asks me about it sometimes, usually at bedtime. Is Leo still in trouble? Yes, I say. Forever? No, just for his birthday party. He doesn't seem sorry. I think he is, in his way. It's hard for him to show it. It's hard for me to not be mad, she says. And that's the truth of it. The consequence I imposed might feel just to me, but it hasn't healed her hurt. Her hurt is a separate thing, living in her heart. My punishment of Leo didn't extract that hurt. It just sat beside it. I don't know if we did the right thing. I don't know if there was a right thing. All I know is that a line was drawn that day. Not just for Leo, but for all of us. We're on different sides of it, looking at each other. Sarah's on one side with Leo, I'm on the other with Lily, and this line, the stupid line about a birthday party, feels wider every day. We're supposed to be a united front, but we're not united. We're just fronting, going through the motions, hoping the kids don't notice how fragile it all really is. Leo's birthday is in 2 months. I haven't mentioned it. He hasn't either. Sarah brings it up in small ways. I saw a nice chocolate cake recipe, she'll say. Maybe we could get him that new game for his birthday. She's testing the waters, seeing if the punishment is still solid. I don't know what I'm going to do. Part of me wants to stick to it, to show that words have weight, that cruelty has a cost. The other part of me wants to give in, to erase that line, to try and buy back the peace we've lost. But peace that's bought doesn't last, and a lesson that's revoked doesn't stick. Mostly, I just feel tired. I wanted to create a beautiful memory for my daughter. Instead, I created a mess that we're all still living in, stepping around the broken pieces every day, trying not to cut our feet.